Okay, it's beer o'clock again on the Real Ale Guide. Now I've got something a little bit different on the show today. A good friend of mine, Real Ale 140 on YouTube, started reviewing beer in January 2012, and in February he went away down to Cornwall on holiday, picked up a couple of bottles of the Atlantic Brewery's Discovery range. He brought it home, and I think it was the first beer on his channel which he just didn't like. Massive yeast cake on the bottom of each bottle. So he gave me one in February 2012. It's now September 2012, so I've given it a good 6 to 7 months to age to see if it's brought out any more of the flavours and helped to mature the beer, because it's as I say, it's an experiment. If you want to see the fresh review of the fresh beer, watch Chris's review. If you want to see a 6 to 7 month age review, here it is. Atlantic Discovery, organic rich Cornish porter with blackcurrant and molasses. It's a bottle conditioned beer. It's in a clear bottle, but that's not really going to make much difference with a porter. It's very dark. There's the colour there. But I just want to, without disturbing the beer too much, look at the yeast cake. I just want to tip it gently so I don't disturb the beer. That's as far as I'm going to go, but look, that is probably the most yeast you're ever going to see in a beer. It's quite astounding. This has been brewed in collaboration with Nathan Outlaw. He's a Michelin star chef from Cornwall. It says here, the new collection of Atlantic's fine dining ales developed with Cornwall's Michelin star chef. He loves matching beer and food, helping design the new beer recipes. Has taken this a step further. The results are truly fantastic. Great beer combines with great dishes. Okay, so we're going to give this, it's saying October 2012, the sell by date. Now a beer at 5.5% ABV, you probably can age it a little bit longer than that, but it is only September 2012, so we're in date. Plain gold cap. Nice bit of smoke on the beer. I'm going to be very gentle pouring this. I imagine the yeast cake in the bottom is going to stay where it is. But I remember Chris's beer being very, very murky. Very murky indeed. And it's probably taken all of this time to settle the beer. It's probably taken all these months to really get that cake at the bottom to kind of glue and stay where it is. Beer in the glass then. Not much head. It looks like a dark kind of porter. Nice levels of carbonation. Let's get a nose. I'm picking up a lot of chocolate malt, bit of coffee. Pardon me. And then like a kind of a musty, dark, fruity nose. But I've got to get in, we're nearly 4 minutes now. Oh. The blackcurrant and molasses in the beer make it very, very sharp. Very, very sharp beer. Really kind of as if you just pulled a blackcurrant off of a bush in September. A fresh black berry. Put it in your mouth and it just gives you that really sharp sang, bang. It kind of hits your mouth with a lot of surprise. It did that in the drink, in the beer. And I'm getting this aftertaste on the back end of It's like organic, really organic melon. It's like a melon or hay, wet hay. Yes, let's get another taste. It's extremely fruity, it's extremely sharp. You wouldn't really pick up on the fact that it was a porter. You pick up little tiny hints of the malts, the roasted kind of hints, it's very, very small hints of coffee and chocolate. But other than that, it really is, it's kind of a wild berry fruit drink. Now at this point, I've got to be honest, I've never tried molasses. Never ever tried molasses. So I'm not sure what kind of flavour that's giving off. There is a fruit flavour in there which is new to me. So it could very well be this molasses, but it's packed with blackcurrant. It's like you get a Robinson's blackcurrant squash. That's very, very kind of artificial. This for me is like it's like blackcurrant juice, where they've kind of even sampled it all down, got all of the juice, crushed all the juice out of it, and there's just so much of the blackcurrant in the beer that it kind of masks everything else out. It's very peculiar. Not had a beer like this before. Really not had a beer like this before. My grandfather brews homemade wine, and it's kind of got that kind of really homemade fruity wine kind of sense about it. Yeah, kind of hints of chocolate, hints of coffee in the porter, but then it even gives you that, do you know where you get that drying, if you were to drink a fruit drink, 100% fruit, you get that dryingness on the back, or maybe even a red wine, where it kind of dries the back of your palate. It's really doing this for me. That's the clear glass of beer with the yeast cake left in the bottom. And I gotta be honest, at this stage I don't mind it. It's really quite refreshing. Now I wanna show you just how much yeast is in this beer. Just shake it up a bit. Well, you can see it there. I was going to put it in a glass, but I don't think there's any need. In fact, I will taste it separately and see how much, see what kind of difference it is with all of this yeast in. Look at that, it looks like a chocolate milkshake. Yeah, and that is it's just gritty. You still get a lot of the blackcurrant, but it's very, very gritty. You can almost see how it's really taken months. This beer was still murky a couple of months ago. It's taken months to get the beer to clear, to get all of that sediment on the bottom, to kind of cake to the bottom. Glad I did, to be honest, because if you do that, if you give the beer time, then it's really not that bad. But like so many, like I would do, if I was to buy this beer off the shelf, I would want to drink it straight away. There's no reason for me to want to buy this beer and stick it on the shelf for 6 to 7 months. There's just no need. I would drink it, and I think it would kind of ruin the whole experience for me. It would ruin the beer with that amount of yeast in. Saying that though, this clear glass, I've got to rate it as I'm rating it in a clear glass. With the beer being clear, with all of the yeast out, it really is quite nice. Atlantic Brewery. I'll just give you the website. www.atlanticbrewery.com. They're from Newquay and Cornwall. Check out a few of their beers if you like. I'm going to give it a rating. I'm going to give it a rating on... I'm going to give 2 ratings. I'm going to give the rating on what it tastes like with all of the yeast out. I'm going to give it a 7. But tasting it with all of the... I know it's concentrated yeast. Perhaps if I... That might give it more of an idea of what you would taste. If you bought that fresh, and it's really not that nice, I'd probably give it a 4 if I bought that off the shelf and drunk it how it was in that condition. Thanks for watching me, the Real Ale Guide. Put your comments in the comments box, subscribe if you like, and cheers.